Frickin', it was 20 degrees a little while ago. What is it now? 33. About an hour ago. I swear the temperature goes lower right before the sun comes up. Every place. God, man, my man brows. Look at these things, man. They're like stashes. How you doing? My name's Margie. I'm a mixed up Mirage. Most people can't see me, so if you can, you must be part of the DeProgrammed. You never went with the program. I never went with the program. Well, I did, but I always recognized that it was just a means to an ends of something that I needed to do. So I'll go along with their silly made-up reindeer games because I want that thing that says, look at me, I can go along to get along. And then after I'm done, I go back at the program and I go, this is where they suck and this is what they did and this is where the evil, and all that stuff. And they don't like me because I'm the truth teller. And they're trying to perpetuate a lie. So if you've never been a part of the program, how I interpret that is, you don't do holidays. I don't do holidays. I don't do sports. I don't sit in a chair and watch other people do activities for hours and hours, year after year. Some people I know that have like season tickets, it is such a trip to me. Because you think every football game that they go, or baseball or basketball, it's like a 3-4 hour tour. So it's like 4 hours of sitting in traffic and just sitting there and watching and not thinking. And when you're not thinking, you're not creating anything. And all life is about is creating things. That's all we're supposed to do is create. And then there's the opposite of that, because we live in a dualistic reality. You have the destroyers. And they think they're doing the right thing because, we're just destroying so we can create something better. Which is a lie. Uncle Sam has been gaslighting America since America began, like convincing us things that aren't good are really okay. It's just, that is the insanity of it, is people going on with nonsense. I recognized the imposed reality a long time ago because I knew how the deck was stacked, because I would go in environments and they would designate rules, regulations, policies, and procedures, and I would do everything to fall within those lines. And then at some point, I would always see somebody in charge derelicting from their own policy, procedure. And then I started seeing, especially when I was in the military, how people got away with doing stuff that was punishable by the UCMJ. And then I started thinking about how there is a UCMJ, United Code of Military Justice. It's the law book. My brother's a JAG. He went to Iraq so he could write up a bunch of LORs, which is a letter of reprimand, or LOC, which is a letter of counseling. Because when people go over there, they're like, I don't have to go by I'm in wartime. We could do whatever we want, whatever. And then they do stupid stuff like cheat on their spouses, and then, or in dry countries, soldiers have been known for going to the BX, getting shaving cream, poking holes in it, and drinking it to get drunk. And then this is America. I just want people to know what America is. My hip pops still at 51. I can't run. I got a whole lot of pelvis pain from what happened. That's why I can't sit still in class. And when I was in school, I'd always get yelled at, but it hurts to sit still because I got freaking rammed when I was a 10-month-old baby. So, because that's another thing that happens in America. But let's let that happen, But people turn away and look because they got their football to look at. They got their look at all these people up in Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, houses gone, more flooding. God is cleansing the earth. Good orderly direction says, you know what? People aren't doing good. They got too much. They're not sharing. They're not generous. So let's just take away from what they got, and then maybe they'll appreciate it. And next time, if they get more, they'll share with what they have with somebody else. Because that's all we're supposed to do, is to be the stewards and the custodians of the earth. And we can't figure that out. So what happens? Earth becomes an Etch-a-Sketch. Creator said, nope, we're going to wipe it out and we're going to start over again. And then they can rebuild as a community where everyone is embraced. Even the weird little autistic kids. So if you're not part of the program, welcome. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I've never lived on the same planet as everybody else, and it was integrated into the systems. They tried to make me a killer. They tried to turn me into an evil person. They gave me 8 anthrax vax in 2003 after I got back from being on Crete, because I knew the truth, and then they wanted to kill me with 8 anthrax vaccines. You got 2 at a time. I got 2 at a time at Offutt Air Force Base. What was the name? Berquist Hospital was the name of the hospital. And I asked the lady, why does it hurt so bad? It feels like my arms are on fire. She said, that's the formaldehyde that's in your frickin'. And then they put it in me, and it fries my endocrine system, and I'm supposed to lose my shit. But I have a higher power that designates what's right and wrong and causing harm to other people or beings, because there's a misconception. People think that because if you have one of these, that there's people, that they're human. But there's so many different kind of genetic beings on this planet. Not everybody with one of these, an opposable thumb, is a human being. Because they have no soul. Because they replace their soul with these earthly desires. And spiritual beings like me, can recognize these 3D egoic little NPCs that just go out and just tell you to build, create, and put your mom in a home like my brother did. Guy makes $240,000 a year. You think he's giving me one dime to help me with mom in the last 5 years? I haven't had a day off since 2007, but the program that I deprogrammed from was when they told you to throw away your loved ones and put them in a home. I wouldn't do that. I sacrificed the life that I could have had to give her the life that she deserves. And that's why there aren't other people like me, because she was born in Cuesta, New Mexico, to Crecilius Cisneros. And you know what they did to her? She was born with 2 little deformed feet, 2 club feet. She was deformed. They probably took clamps. She was probably breached and took clamps and then pulled them out and messed up her feet. She's the Heyoka, and she had me. They put her in an orphanage where terrible things happened to her until she was 3-4 years old. These are all of the parts of the program that I see as the program, and it still goes on in 2025 in the United States of America. I know it says I'm in Stanley, UK. I just said that because I like the no place space. That's where I reside, in the place where data and information is held, not the tangibles. I only use the tangibles as comforts to keep mom comfortable. But if mom wasn't around, I wouldn't be using the tangibles, the creature comforts, you know. I don't need air conditioning and heat and all this stuff that they use to feed their systems. I'd probably just go off and live in the woods someplace. Well, I am called to share my experience with what I saw in the military. I have photographs, I have pictures all over the place. I'm surprised they haven't used a drone to take me out yet. Here they are right here. This is what, we didn't even get authorized to do this stuff. This is the flight line at Cedar Bay, Crete. If you look over here, that's a whole last row of Humvees. That's the wrong picture. But it's paid vacations. That's what war is. We only blow people up during our 8-hour shift or 12-hour shift, you know. And then we go back and home and go, oh my God. You know, my brother, the night before I left for Crete, I was in recovery and people actually threw me a whole ass freaking going away party. Right? My brother called. And he said, hey, you got your paperwork in order in case something happens to you? I want to make sure you get any of the money that you owe me gets paid back. They said that this was the head of the Communist Party that we would drive on Greece, you know. So like, there's lands that just, you know, they'll sell out to the highest bidder and they'll let people come there and do whatever they want. And that's what Greece did when they let America come there and all the joint task forces. And we got to go on, like, you know, field trips while we're bombing Iraq. It's just such a weird thing. And we had no reason to bomb Iraq. We had absolutely no reason. Here's the hotel I got to stay in. It's called the Panorama. They put this pool in when I was there. I was only there like 42 days. But while I was there, they took out the old swimming pool, put in a whole ass new swimming pool because they sold out to us Americans. So they let us come stay there, $100 a night. You know, 39, 40 people paid for the new pool. And they think it's cool. You know, because here's the view from that hotel room. Doesn't even look real, does it? Looks like a different time. This was 2003. Looks like the Truman Show, huh? Looks like it's staged. Hey, Miss J, it's so nice to see you today. Hope you're well. I was just talking to the DeProgrammed. Oh, I haven't showed this picture. That was a cool picture. What if all these old buildings were from the future, not from the past? I think about this stuff all the time. The what ifs. We could have an episode of what if. This is a plane that's in the bottom of a lake. I think it's one of those with the bucket on the bottom, the gunners. Yeah, this is why, like, trash heaps in Philadelphia think they're cool dudes because they went here for 2 years. Said, I fought for my country. Went back to work at the police department and tormented their local community for a number of years. And young women, underage women, and all sorts in between. America. It don't feel like the holiday. It don't feel like winter where I live. It was 60 degrees yesterday. I went out. I got hot. I was like, there's the timelines are flipping because it is definitely not December. I don't know what time it is, but it is not December. My car, I just got back yesterday after putting $3,000 into it. Because we're on the same frequency. Because we don't live on a circle, on a globe that circles around. No, we live in like a radio. It's just a radio. And you ever see Miss J, since you're here? This is the best way that I could describe Earth. This is a game that I play, okay? It's called Subway Surfer. And I hate all the gimmicky shit, right? So when he runs, though, like the background, it's nothing until he gets closer. Oh, see, I can't play backwards because this is backwards. It'll mess me up. And that's how I look at Earth. Like, when I had to drive to Del Norte, Colorado a few years ago to go get a 20-minute appointment. It took me 2.5 years. And I've driven so much in my life. And I've driven a lot of back roads and spaces and places where not a lot of people travel. So I imagine, like, there's nothing up there until I get there. And it's based on my frequency within me, on what I'm aligned with and tuned with, and what they are. Because like attracts like, and you only cross paths with people that you are in likeness with. Now, we are such full spectrum beings that likeness could be negative, that likeness could be positive. It's my purpose and my role in this incarnation is to learn how to stay positive in every situation and keep it light. And I'm not good at that, Miss J. Because I'm Aries. I'm fire. And I'm air. And I'm water. So I'm steam. And I also know the difference between right and wrong. You don't hurt people. That's all I want. And it makes my heart so happy to open up my social media and seeing, like, I saw a reel, a story this morning about how a guy went in. I think it was one of those southern states, Louisiana or something like that. He went in every day, twice a day, to get his gumbo, no cracker, easy on the rice, and for like 10 years. And then one day he didn't show up, and then like he didn't show up for like a week, and then so the cook went to go find the guy, and he fell down, and they saved his life. And that's what it is to be humane to me. Is to help pick people up. And they could be big, strong men, you know. Because men are just, they got that little sensitive side, and every single one of them do. And the bigger, stronger, tougher they are, the softer the middle. I know that, because I'm kind of one of them. I don't want to cry because it makes me mad, because we creep people. That's all that old stuff, you know. That stuff that they tried to get me to bring on to my personality, and I wouldn't do it. Because it's okay to cry. It's cleansing. The earth is crying right now. It's crying for all of the nonsense. It's crying for, you know, all the people that are holding space to not look at all the stupid stuff they're doing on that dumb Cracker Hill. You know, all these secret societies. All these people with their own agendas that they don't care about me, they don't care about you, they don't care about nobody but them. They don't even care about themselves. That's why they don't care about you or me, is because like attracts like. And they do deplorable things, and then you never get in trouble for it. They don't, you know. And I years and years I got so mad. I carry so much anger with me, and it's just, resentment is you taking the poison and expecting them to die. Somebody was talking about how in Pop-Tarts there's antifreeze. And I got this whole memory where this base was. A dude I was stationed with off it. I wonder whatever happened to him. These are the kind of people that get through MEPS, okay? They think that like I don't know, people have such misconception about military. I went in out of desperation to get a college education, and then they sent me to war. I didn't want to go to war. I'm not like I wanted to be a mechanic. I didn't want to be like kill. What the fuck what's wrong with people that they got that inside them, that they got it in that thing in you. In that thing in you that wants to cause harm to something else. Don't end you. No. I don't want people. I'm tired of people ending themselves. Just in that thing, like, people feel frequency, they feel vibration, and then they put thoughts and relate them to those vibrations. And like, I heard all the time, and then I'll get a memory about something that ticked me off, or something that a worry, like not being in the present moment, which is the only gift we have. And if I'm not doing that, this song always makes me lose my train of thought. Shifting gears. What time is it? I have to pay attention because I have an appointment here in a few minutes. So this dude I was stationed with, he was at Fairbanks. He was up at this base, and he actually went to the wash rack at the aid shop and got a bunch of antifreeze and drank it. And then they put him on a psych hold, and he ended up getting kicked out. But it's just like, There hasn't ever been a time in history where there's just regular people that need help. Yet they impose this whole reality to get people to look at shadows on the wall. Like algorithm, I call it algorithm of the cave. Allegory of the cave is what they talk about. I call it algorithm. And then they project a story so the masses look at the story. And if they're looking at the story, the projecting, they're not over here in their own community just lifting people that need to be lifted or just maintaining infrastructure. I live in a place in northern New Mexico where they just, it's a portal. All towns are. And they go out to the gorge bridge and they jump. And they just had the 7th person jump off the bridge. And there's this big old to-do about making the rails higher. Or don't let pedestrian, you got to save people from themselves. And my whole thinking is, instead of making rails taller and all that stuff, like, why don't they have like connect that suicide box to my number, please? Because I can't go out there and be there and talk them off the ledge, but I can hopefully talk to them here. So they have those boxes that they want people to call instead of jumping. Connect it to my phone. Because people need to stay here, but we need to make a world that is worth living on, where everybody has ample. You want to know why? I did drugs and alcohol for a lot of years. Or alcohol. I don't count marijuana as a drug. And I did it because nobody cared about me. But if we could create environments and have offices where people are employed that aren't Capricorn and Virgos and that care more about the system than the humans, and then put people in there like Pisces in human resources, the world will turn around. It will. I know it will. See, they already use astrology to put people in positions of power. But now with the stars that are changing and realigning, it's changing the shift of power. So less is going to be more. The softer, the sweet, you're going to get more shit like that, like the age of, I was an age ranger in the military, man. The age of death and destruction and chaos and all that is over. The creators are taking this earth back. We creators. And don't take note where all the flooding is, where it's happening. Don't rebuild where the flooding is happening, Washington. And be glad that you had the time with the land that you did. But the earth is not what people think it is. And the more people are fearful of things, we are going to create these things. And ever since I was a young girl, as long as I can remember, everybody always talked about how California was going to have a great big old earthquake and fall in the ocean. And when I lived there I moved from there in 2020. I lived in Salem, and then I had a dream back in 2017 where the waters were rising, and I knew that was ocean water. And I was in Salem, Oregon, which is like 56 miles inland or something like that, maybe more. But it still has floods. It still has signs all over for warnings from tsunami, So it instills fear in people. And then when they invoke things in the universe with news and media, just stimulate emotion, get people worked up, just get their heartbeat to just boop, boop, boop. That's trapped. Our life force energy feeds electricity. The hertz in us, they harness it with the electric powers and then make us pay for it. The electricity is in the air. The power lines it's harnessed. It's not. They're liars, man. And then they sit back and they're like, listen, you know. And then they go to work and then they laugh at with their friends about how their family believes this stupid. It's just weird because they have no soul. Soulless are weird. Everybody's a puppet or a toy with the soulless. It's like you ever see a cat play with the mouse? Say the thing everyone is thinking. It's time to name the elephant in the room. That's so funny. The synchronicities are freaking so wild last night. Okay, here's a neat synchronicity I had with me and my earth angel. I don't like the holidays. I like music. I like lights. I like a lot of things that the holidays have. I just don't like what they represent and all that stuff, all the capitalism and shit. And so, but I still like holiday movies. And I tried to watch so many times that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because I grew up, those when I was a kid, those were, you know, big and stuff like that. And so I tried to watch it the other day, and it was on Hulu. And I was like, all right, cool. And I kept trying, and every time I hit play, it would start playing, but it was in Spanish. I did find a workaround, because there's always a back door. There's a workaround for everything in the spiritual realms. Earthly realms. In every realm, there's a workaround. And so I could watch it on Disney Plus, and I still always end up doing other things, because my brother is a Clark. He's a part of that program. He even does his house like with the lights like that. It's weird. Like how people are, the programmable will perpetuate the program. I'm trying to break the program. My brother is the program. I am the antivirus to that program. See? It's such a weird thing, man. Life is such a trip. In astrology, I was listening to Molly McCord yesterday, and she was talking. I didn't make the correlation that, because Mom's a Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius or Centaur. Yeah. I have Chiron in Aries. Chiron is a Centaur. You know, Mom has like 5 planets. Mom has a stellium in Sagittarius. She's got like 5. I can't remember which ones they are. And the birth time on her birth certificate isn't. I don't even think they had one, because it wasn't actually her birth certificate. I don't even know. Like, she could be like 10 years older than she actually is. I don't even know, because her birth certificate was from when she came from the orphanage and she was 3 years old. It says El Paso, Texas. It doesn't even say Cuesta, New Mexico. I didn't find that out until I moved here like 4 years ago. It was weird. 5. Like, if you're a truth seeker, the truth will seek and find you. If you perpetuate and live the lie, then I guess, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, you're going to have part of America, like, perpetuating the program of, like, the whole man in a red suit and all that stupid stuff. While over here, these people just lost all these people, like, it's an imbalance, it's an incongruence, it's cognitive dissonance, and it's getting weird. My little tuft is growing out. I'm trying to grow out my racing stripe. I actually do have really long hair. I just don't have a lot of it. I need a haircut. It's starting to get fuzzy and bother me. It's antenna. I look at my hair as antenna, and I'm intuitive enough. I'm trying to ignore all of the noise in the world, all the chatter. I'm trying to, like, you could come at me and communicate with me, but I'm not going down there to do it. You gotta come up here and hang out with me. Maybe we'll work out and then go make some caramel in the driveway. I'm getting one of these. I'm so excited because I used to want to be a part of the world. I feel in what you've gone through. Miss J, email me. Can you email me, please, Miss J? Can you email me? Because I'm going to see if I can't help you take care of some of that car problem. Okay? Can you do that for me? Because I can do that. Because you have always supported me. so I can help a little bit, you know? I could just call the shop and then, you know, send you a check or whatever, okay? So you email me and we'll take care of that car. Because I got help taking care of mine. And that's how it works, is I got enough to take care of me and mom. And then after when I got it back yesterday, I went to the store and it was early, and it stalled. It was like, it like was choking out, right? And I'm like, fuck it, what? My car has never stalled. But then I'm driving down the road and I noticed how the oil gauge was flipping and flopping all over the place. And I was like, but yesterday it was sad because they did the oil pan, they did a bunch of work on it. Not enough to justify $3,000 in my mind. Whatever, I didn't do it. My body hurts. You know, like what, I could do it. I'm capable of doing it, but it's worth paying that much to me to keep my body from breaking down quicker. And and then I went to the store. I got to the store, and then I went to the ATM because I got a massage yesterday. I gotta stand up, and so I can't sit for a long time. And then it kept dying, and so I called the shop, or actually I just drove it to the shop, and it died right in front of the shop, and I got it in. I gotta stand, my back hurts. I don't like this stand, but what am I gonna do? And then they ran it for hours and then they couldn't mimic it. So my cousin said, what did you do or what happened? I said, I guess it was me. Because I'm an electronic slider. We exist. People don't believe, regular people that spend too much time in the program don't believe that people like me exist. We're the kind of people that Hollywood makes movies about. And then they say people like that don't exist. And then they find us and then they use us to do their weird stupid shit. But I wouldn't go along with their reindeer game, so I'm odd man out. Miss J, did you ever see the video, if you're still here, of me and the Sheriff Deputy Doofus of Taos County? That happened a year ago. That video got over almost, well, it's probably over 1 million views now on other people's channels. It's probably good it didn't show my face. It's probably better it showed Deputy Doofus's face. I don't even know if he's employed by Taos County Sheriff anymore. It's this one. It's that one. Did you ever watch that one? It got over 1 million views on other people. It probably did at this point because it was a year ago. It got it was at 750,000, 400, because it got shared. I don't know how all these people, I don't know. But I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Because I know. I don't care what other people know. I know. Because it worked in my favor that day, but I don't like playing with fate, so. Anyway. Mom's doing good. She got her first little old lady bonnet. So now I put her hair in a bonnet, so maybe I'm going to trim her hair, give her a little bob today. I'm going to try that. I'm going to see how it goes. It would be cool if there were people that could, mobile beauticians and stuff. But that would be too cool. I'm just grateful I got a lady that comes over and trims my dog's nails. I had another chick do it for a while. It was just always, I don't know. I'm glad that it's not anymore. Blessed release is what Mom always says. I feel like I'm aging very, very fast. It seems like I put off aging for a number of years. Last time I got carded for buying alcohol was 9 years ago. I was 42. I had a ball cap on. They're like, can we see your ID? So I had to at least look 35, I guess, is what I don't know. So I always look really young, and I'm starting to look older than so that means I got to start finding a new definition of how I'm going to act. Because I can't act the same way that I always did. Because I was younger then. And it doesn't look as favorable now to be a 51-year-old woman and, you know, rough, tuffling around with, you know. I just want to be a peaceful being. I just have all this masculine energy in me, and instead of going out and carousing and carrying on and, you know, just basically being an additional shit stain on the fabric of society, I choose to use my energy wisely. So why I take to Mom, I have all these like these ideas of I want to do, but I get overwhelmed, and then I can't do all this stuff by myself. So I'm trying to find more people that aren't a part of the program. This is one of them. I make these stickers, or I have these stickers made, and I just give them to people, man. I don't want nothing back in return. Heck, I don't even have an expectation that people are going to be decent to me, even if, you know, it's not like, here's a sticker, you know, like, be nice. No, it's just, here's a sticker. Oftentimes, I'm, like, really cool to people, and they're, like, really shitty to me. You waking up, Mom? Yeah. You weren't supposed to hear this stuff. No. You can't hide from Mom's ears. Mom used to always say that, because Mom's psychic intuitive, and I get in trouble because she knows, and then I have the knowing now. I get the knowing from her, but I don't want to know. So I'm like, I'm gonna start meditating again, to go down for an hour a day in the no place space. Because I've been resting on my laurels, and I just say, well, I meditate all night when I sleep. I need to be intentional over here with it. So, anyway. There's a lot of good stuff coming out on the airways, the frequencies, the clocks are lining up, you know. And I have just been consistent. I got this yesterday. I did a TikTok about it. Where's the picture? I get these little, you know, because now the intelligence artificial is taking over. It says, you started your channel. I started this channel March 26, 2017. Which means you have been a creator for at least 3,178 days. I've been a creator my whole life. I just have only been on this tube since then. I've done only over 2,600 videos since then, talking about if people don't start, you know, if people don't start living from their heart, it's gonna get worse. If they don't start, I could see it, because this is how my life went when I wasn't living from my heart. It went down this trajectory, but I started living from my heart, and then this is how it goes. If this, then that. My brain is a Gantt chart. I got one of these for me and Mom to do too. I was supposed to do it on her birthday, but I've been a little incapacitated. Less thoughtful. Anyway, so it's good to see how people are they're finding their, like, you know, their heart is like a magnet, and it's drawn to other people, and they're going to start doing things to accentuate and actually raise the vibrational frequency on this planet, because more people are going to become authentic. In my world, authenticity is the highest vibrational frequency. It's not love. Love to me, and always has been, a means to, it was a tool of manipulation. And I don't want to, so I don't even like telling people I love them anymore, because I don't want any sort of manipulation to be in there. Because it's, you know, every person that has ever said that they love me is not here now. And hasn't been around. And, you know, even in my instant messages saying, hang in there, Marge. I know it sucks. You know, I know losing 3 of your boy dogs in such a short time is like broke your heart. But it didn't make me an evil person. It's made me more loving. So, I just try to do right by my connection to Source. I'm a little guidepost too. A little lighthouse in the storm. It just wants people to know that you're in the storm, but the storm will pass. And if things leak, then you just have to learn how to batten down the hatches a little bit better. Everything's a metaphor because we're not even real. We're already mostly in the no place space atomically. I'm already a memory. I just haven't happened yet. That because I haven't come across somebody's feed. My Earth Angel, I had her tell me this story yesterday, like how she found me. Cause she's in Illinois, like she's 20 years older. She's in Illinois. Like, how did I come across her? You know, like come across her radar? And she said I came across her FYP, and then she listened to me, and then I kept coming across her FYP, and then she kept saying me too, me too, me too. And then she's like, we need to be friends. And so we reached out. We're friends still. She's like she and Mom are my friends. Mr. Iski, that's it. Like, I don't have friends. It's not for lack of effort. It's just not how it's in the design. That's okay. I became my own best friend. I make myself laugh all the time. So, I was talking about that synchronicity about how the national Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I tried to watch it on Hulu and it came out in Spanish. And I told my friend about it. She's the one that found my YouTube channel because we are like attracts like and we are the same frequency tribe. And she said, yeah, it was the same day. She tried to watch it too. She had the same experience. So then I think, okay, if we both on the same day went to Hulu and tried to watch, how many other people did that? And they got English and we got Spanish. Because there's all these different timelines that are happening congruently. And people of certain frequencies are drawing to each other by frequency. And then they have the same experience. It's synchronicity. It's like energetic highways and stuff like that. It's like the interwebs in the no place space. Is this stuff like... I know I'm articulating it just fine. When's Mom's birthday? Mom turned 75, 28th of November. And then my dad had another wife that he had a daughter with, my half-sister. My grandma's was December 11th. I always have to think about it because it's 11/11 plus 1, so it's 12/11. Yeah, Mom's a Sag. See, that's why you watch me, because your frequency is in alignment with my fire. And you're like a mom type, like Mom. Like, it doesn't surprise me. It surprises me more people don't see it this way. Everything's vibration and frequency, and then freaking men write books and put things like schizophrenia in them, and I'm just like, what is that? You know, you're not tuned in. You're not tuned into. It's beings that are not tuned into these frequencies. That all they hear is duh, the low hum drum, because they're always chasing sensations to get their stimulation. They don't have that connection to source. They hate us. People that don't have connection to source, people that don't have natural abilities, the politicians, the poli-sci majors, you know, so they seek external gratification because they are earthbound and I'm spirit-bound. So I don't care about loot. I only care about having enough loot so I can share my loot with other people. I got these candies yesterday. And This is how I have to learn it. I have to learn to ask myself more questions about things. Because I get so excited. I got these candies yesterday. They're so good. I had one this morning. They're marshmallow with dark chocolate. Mom's going to have one today. And so, ooh, what time is it? I got to get going after this in about 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And so I went and got my massage, and my massage lady's, you know, she has kids, and I was like, and I go over there, and what I do when I get stuff like this, I don't want to eat the whole thing, so I'll share it. And so I said, oh, okay. I said, well, I have this. I said, can I give some to you and your kids? And she's like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, and then I go get them, and then she's like, and then my boys are having friends over today too, so that'll be, and I was, because they'll get a treat, and I was like, okay, that'll be good, you know. And then she starts doing the count. And so what I have to do is I have to ask more questions, like, so I know that I have enough. Because I ended up giving her over half of what I have. So I gave up over half of myself to her. I was too giving, see? Like, I should have said, here, I'll give, you know, I don't need to give your kids' friends candy. You know, like, their kids' mom doesn't give me, or your kids' friends don't give, you know, like that's, but anyway. So that was the lesson I learned yesterday. But I have to ask more questions. Like, I'll share these with you, and I also didn't even know how many were in here. Like, I hadn't even opened it yet. I just offered it up because that's what I do. So anyway, I'm gonna get going because I gotta get ready for my telemed appointment. I think I might end up actually quit flour. Maybe. Or, I don't know. Because everything hurts, and that's the only thing that I use to stop the pain. But we'll see. But I always come back to this anyway. But I still got to keep my card active. Because ain't no way I'm paying freaking 31% taxes or some shit that's in the last place state, the land of the stupid cousin, where they have a surplus of multiple billions of dollars in a state where only 2 million people live. You know why? Okay, I just want to say this, and then I'm going to go. As an experiencer in this earthly carnation, it would behoove people to stop using words like humans and people. I would have tried to just say beings. Because that's all we are. We're just a being. And we don't even know what we are. They just gave everybody with one of these the label of humans, and then they've been playing this galactic, interdimensional, spiritual war game with us as the collateral damage, unbeknownst to us. So, alright, that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a